Cool. Why don't you drop a G on that?
I'm not dropping any G's. There are no G's to be dropped in here. Hi, everybody. Thank you again for joining. My name is Chris.
I'm Randy.
And we're hosting this new show, Unmissed Connections. This is our second episode, so we're really excited to build off our first episode, which we were talking about removing friction, which I recommend you go check out, of course, because it's our own content.
Make it easy for people to buy.
And to build off that, I want to bring an article that we found on, which is actually from demandgenreport.com, which is talking about how B2B businesses are using online chat apps to engage their customers. So like Facebook, WhatsApp, even Slack, to engage customers pretty much just on the channels that they're using, whether you're B2B or B2C. But primarily, B2B customers are now using this.
Every month, 8 billion, with a B, messages are getting exchanged between people and businesses monthly.
Yeah. And that's up, what is it, four times from 2017, which is pretty ridiculous for messages. So businesses need to have somebody in place to manage the inbound, not just what tweets are coming in, what kind of social media messages are going out. You need to be engaging your customers, especially through these chat apps. They're huge.
There's another statistic, too, that out of all the smartphone users on planet Earth, 76% of the people who own a smartphone are communicating using a mobile messaging app. So they've moved to that channel.
Yep.
That's not a small number.
And that's just it. Like, texting has always been popular, but people are using these interactive chat, like
with businesses.
Facebook messages, and that's what they're used to with talking to one-to-one, and now they're using it, like you said, with businesses to engage with.
And we're going to link to the article so they at home can read it, right?
Depends on what cut I get.
Okay.
Of course, it's in the blog post. It's somewhere in here.
It's somewhere in here. Okay.
Yes.
But we have questions for them, right? For the people watching today.
Well, the reason why we brought this up is because these messaging apps are powerful. They're great ways to engage. And I guess the question is, what are you guys doing with your messaging apps? Are you engaging people through Facebook? Are you engaging people through apps like WhatsApp? Do you have a WhatsApp user that you're engaging people with? I know, for example, we don't. We use Facebook Messenger, quite often here, and we do engage a lot of customers. People reach out to us with questions, support, sales questions, but what is it you guys are using on your side?
And what I'm also interested in, if you'd put in the comment section or care to share, as the head of new business sales here at Time Trade, I'm interested to know what you're finding is most valuable content in those messages. For instance, are people wanting to talk about pricing? Are they wanting to talk about how to purchase? Are they wanting to talk about how your product or service works? Is it a Q&A type of thing? Who are you using to answer those questions? Is it does marketing manage the messaging app? Does sales manage it? Is it closing reps that manage it? Or
just support? A lot of support issues come into this.
Where are you finding the most value and the most benefit?
And the thing is, a lot of these businesses that are using these apps too are seeing a lot more engagement. As opposed to your typical send out an email, people ignore it. And the thing is, if you do get into texting, a lot of people feel like you're personally invading their privacy when you're sending business to business related text messages. But it seems that the lines are blurred when you're using these messaging apps. People are a lot more engaged. People don't feel like you're invading their privacy.
And if you haven't seen our last session where we talked also about removing friction, this is just another way that companies can remove friction from the buyer's journey, right? From the buying process to make it easier for people to get it's all about information, right? People don't want to read a 90-page ebook anymore. They want to jump on chat, ask a couple questions, get the answers. We're in a much more of an on-demand kind of
the on-demand economy, right? And the thing is, you look at the generations now. You're used to getting online. You have a question, you Google it. But the thing is, when you're working in a B2B business, you can't just Google questions about functionality and capabilities. You don't get the answers like you do when you're looking.
You have to engage with a real person. And by the way, I heard it's now called dropping a G. If you want to Google something, you got to drop a G on that. That's the new thing all the cool kids are saying.
No cool kids are saying that. And that's just it. You're looking for an answer, you Google it, you get the answer, you call it a day. When you're trying to reach out to a business to figure out different pricing information, if it's not available on the website, functionality, capabilities that might not be clear to you in your use case that you have questions for, you want that answer now. You don't want to send that email out to this just contact us page.
You also don't want to schedule a 40-minute long demo just to get a couple answers. That's, I think, the other nuance with the chat, bots and engines and messaging apps is that it's a lot. The word I'm looking for is it's less committal,
Yep.
right?
You know, we are using chatbots on our own website, and we do see a pretty even split between support-related questions and sales-related questions, and we just delegate those accordingly as we need to. But we do get a lot of activity just on Facebook Messenger, and I mean, it's at all hours of the night. And one of the cool things that actually we did on our Facebook Messenger, if you're using Facebook Messenger, people will reach out to you at all hours, and if you don't get back to them, they get kind of testy and a little upset with you. But you can't always have somebody that's 24/7 on, you know, your social media chats. We actually enabled kind of off hours, so we have like an automated message. So if someone reaches up to us when nobody's online outside of our business hours, we automatically hit them back with, you know, sorry no one's here, we'll get back to you as soon as someone's in the morning, but if you need help with support, here's a quick link, or if you want to book a meeting with sales, here's a quick link. And we actually let people go ahead and just, you know,
Schedule
book a quick meeting, then they're done, they're all set. And actually, you know what? If you want, there's a link in here somewhere that shows you how to actually set up that out of office in Facebook. I recommend you guys do it. It's a huge help, and it makes sure people understand that their issue is going to be resolved and that they've been heard, as opposed to just sending off a message into the abyss and hoping for something.
And it removes friction.
Yes, that is true. It does remove friction. So again, we'd love to hear how you guys are using chats. If you're using chats, what your best practices are. You know, who on your team is actually managing the chat? Is it in marketing? Is it in sales? Is it in support? You get a lot of support requests. And it'd just be great to hear your feedback. And that's really it. That sums us up for this quick episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please give us a subscribe and a like. Get off that. That's mine.
I just want to pet him.
No.
Remove friction. Drink coffee.
Thank you very much.